Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our Ruby programming language lessons. I hope you are all fine, you are well. Today we'll go on with our lesson 2. So without wasting any time, I would like to start with our courses. As always, I'd like to describe you which development environment we are using for this Ruby programming lessons. I'm using ECLIPSE IDE. That means integrated development environment. Before starting these lessons, I have already prepared suitable lessons here, and we'll go on step by step with them. Today we'll start with lessons 2, and here we go on with this program sample. Here I would like to show you string features, string specifications. I here define a string called A. It is ABC, and I use puts output command A times 3. So let's see the result right away. After I make it start, ABC string will be repeated 3 times because this is string type, and this indicates it's gonna repeat it 3 times. I here give another example right away. Here I use 5, but it's not numerical, it's a character in nature, and multiply it by 4. So as you see, 5 times 4 times 5 is printed out as indicated here. And let's go with our next demo. I here define a name variable, but it accepts input from the user. So here I want to make it printed, enter your name, and after that some string will be printed, and the data you entered in your keyboard, that's to say your name, will be printed right away. Here the important thing here is chomp method. Gets.chomp just accepts string from the user. So let's make it print and see the result. Okay, it expects from you to enter your name, so I say son. It prints out, it puts out on the screen welcome. This is printed, and this hashtag and curly brackets will function for this, and the name you entered as your name will be printed. And the quotation marks here is important, are very important, and it's easy to combine both numeric values and string values in one line. So let's go with another one. Here I define a variable as temp, and it's going to accept input from the user, and in this command you entered string will be printed out, and the data between the curly brackets, I mean the temps, or the data you entered will be printed out. And let's make it run. Actually, in one snippet, I give more than one example so as to save time for going on, and it accepts Zeki. I say once again, you entered Zeki is printed out, and here temp is changed to 7, and tab is incremented yes, incremented by this character. But I'm not saying by 2 because it's not a numerical value, it's character value, and I'd like to get it printed on the screen. And just look here, instead of 7 plus 2 equals to 9, it prints out 7 and 2 as characters in concatenated manner. This somehow stands for concatenation. This last example, I here define a variable x so as to be 42, and here I increment it by 7, so that means 49 will be printed out on the screen. Let's go on with our next demo, our next file. Here we've come to booleans. In this section, I would like to give boolean examples. I here define a variable, its name is online, and its startup value is true, and I here define another variable, user is admin, and this is false at the beginning. And here I would like to get it printed, the contents of is online variable, and I would like to print it the other variable. So when we run this snippet, we will get false and true, its original values. And here, just to make a little bit, true and false, and I here give an example. I dedicate 5 and 8 values so as to be the values of a variable and variable b, and here this is a comparison. Somehow it's gonna give a boolean result, true as true or false. Here just machine thinks that a equals to b. Is this true? No, it's not true. So the result, the false result, will be printed out, and this is all, of course, true. That means 5 equals to 5, so it's logically true, and true will be printed out on the screen. Just I have to mention here that instead of assigning the result of this logical comparison, I prefer it to get printed within this puts context. Okay, let's go on with our next example. I here directly make a logical comparison here. Character 58 or string 58 equals to 58 or not? Of course it's not equal, and let's go step by step, right? Of course it's not true, and here by using a puts command here, I leave an empty line. Okay, here I define other 2 variables so as to be 8 and 7, and this in this comparison a does not equal to b. Of course this is true in logical manner. And here true will be printed, and here a is 7 and b will be half of 7, and I make a comparison here. Just the remaining will be integer, so this comparison will be true, of course, because it's gonna give result 3 here. So 7 minus 3 equals to 7 minus 4 equals to 3. 3 equals 3. This is a true expression, a true statement. So the result will be printed as true. Let's go on with our next demo. In our Ruby demo 18, I make some quick comparisons here. 12 greater than 8, this is true, and 5 less than 2, 5 greater than or equal to 5.0, this will be interesting, and 3 less than or equal to 6. Let's make it run and see the result of this code snippet. Okay, the first one is true, and this is not true. In fact, 5 is greater than 2, and this is in fact true because there is equality, and the result will be true, and this is also true because being less than 6 is equal to get a true result. Let's go on with our next example. Here I would like to show you that EQL specification, EQL feature. This EQL looks for the same type and equal values, not equal values, so the criteria is being the same and being equal values with logical AND. So I here make a comparison. 3 equals to 3.3. Actually, this is true, but in type manner this is not true, because the type of this is integer and the type of this is floating. So in order to make a distinction between them, we can use equal question mark method. Puts 3.equal3 open parenthesis 3.0. This is false. In respect to comparing values, it's true, but in respect to comparing types, these both do not have the same type, because equal type, equal values, but not same time. I make a explaining here. Just like this, puts, I would like to use puts command for hello and hello, this one. I make here I made a small difference distinction here. This starts with uppercase letter. This one is lowercase. It's starting with lowercase. So as a result of this comparison in logical manner, it's gonna give true. No, it's gonna give. Let's make it once again. Okay, false. It's gonna give false, in fact. And what about the other one? We have come to if statements. I here define a demo x function, and this function will accept the argument x, and here within the function block I would like to increase it by 4, and our new value will be x equals x plus 4. This is short form, and I would like to use a return keyword, so as to the result will be returned as x plus 2. So in short, x values plus 6 will be printed out. And here I recall demo function with argument 2. Let's make it run and see the result. What is it look like? 2 plus 4, 6 plus 2, 7 is gonna be 8. The value will be equal to 8. Let's go our next example. In this example, I define a variable, integer variable. Num will be 16, and I here this is an if block. Make a comparison. I compare num variable with 7 to 7. So if num greater than 7 puts greater than 7, this is true. In fact, this is going to be printed out as a hint, I can say. And in nested if usage, if comparison, num if num variable is less than 42. This is also true, because 16 in fact is less than 42, and this puts command will be executed, and it's going to be printed out between 7 and 42, and this is the required keywords. And let's make it run and see the result. Greater than 7, the first puts line will be printed out, and between 7 and 42 will be printed out. And I would like to show you another example. Here our variable age equals to 15, and if comparison here, age greater than 18. If age is greater than 18, puts welcome, so welcome will be printed out. Else, if it is not true, else too young, so the factual age is 15, so this line will be printed out as it is expected. So let's make it run and see how it will be. Too young will be printed out as we said. So another example, grade variable equals to 83, considerably high. If grade greater than or equal to 70, puts past, else, that means if the grade is, for example, 71 or 83, for example, else no, sorry, I made a mistake. Else branch will function for the cases less than 70, for example 69 or 50 or 30, and it's gonna print it out, failed. Let's make it printed and see the result. Passed. In fact, it would be saying with B, grade B, you pass with grade B. And what is the next one? Here I try to explain else, if, and unless statements. Actually, unless is not included within this context, this lessons context, but however, let me describe in this example. Number variable equals to 8, and if number equals to 3, number is 3, no, this is not printed because it's not true. Else if number equals to 10, so please put out number is 10. Else if number 7, this is the other structure, branching structure, number is 7, else puts not found. Okay, number is 7 in fact, and the message not found will be printed out here, because actually number 8 is not found here, so it gives found message. Yes, guys, in this next lessons we have seen 12 examples, 12 code snippets. In our next Ruby lessons, we'll start with lesson 3, and as I said at the previous the first lesson, I'm not gonna describe the development IDE and installation process. If you would like to find out, if you like to understand how this program, this IDE is used, please refer to my first recording. At the very beginning of that recording, I will paraphrasing, I will describing step by step what kind of commands are to be executed so as to install this program. Frankly, I use more than one development environments. PyCharm was one of them for Python lessons, and this time I preferred using Eclipse environment. Eclipse is very satisfactory. Thanks for Eclipse community version. It's free and it's full of specifications, in fact. And in other lessons, just you can encounter other development environments such as Anaconda's Spider and Idle. It's gonna change depending on the context of these lessons. Thank you for watching, and thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed this second lesson. Keep in peace. Thanks once again, and I hope you find my courses useful and enjoying. Bye bye now.